have lights. Now, Western Albemarle got off to a 2-0 start in Valley District play this season. The Warriors opening up their season with wins at home against Spotswood, then hosting another Valley District team, Waynesboro.
And that start was enough to bump the Warriors up to number 3 in the latest Downtown Athletic Power Poll. Tonight they hit the road for the first time, visiting another Valley District team. So we are headed across the mountain to Fort Defiance for the Indians and Western Albemarle. The Warriors would air it out early in this one. A minute in, Sam Hearn to Henry Kreinbaum. Touchdown, Warriors. And they were just getting warmed up. On the next possession off the play fake, Hearn rolling out. It's Michael Vale, brings it down there. A 50-yard, 3-yard touchdown reception for Vale. Warriors leading 14-0. Still in the first here. Hearn again, this time to Derek Domecq. Hearn, 3 touchdown passes in the first quarter alone. Western getting the big win tonight at Fort Defiance, 35-0. They move to 3-0 on the season, dominating the teams of the Valley District so far this season. Hearn finishing with those 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown to Kreinbaum, with a rushing touchdown and 1 through the air as well.
To 14. We now send it over to Mike Shires.
The Western Albemarle football team is looking to stay undefeated tonight as the Warriors are on the road at Orange County. Western is averaging over 30 points per game this season. As the teams take the field, Orange senior Chris Hooper looking to take on Western Albemarle all by himself, but he will invite the rest of the Hornets to join in. No score in the first quarter. The Warriors have the ball. Quarterback Sam Hearn will keep it himself. The junior goes around the end and in on a 15-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Western. Late in the first, the Warriors are backed up on their own 20, but Hearn floats a pass over the middle to Derek Domecq. The freshman races 80 yards upfield for the score. Western Albemarle leads by 14. They're looking for more in the second. Hearn rolls to his right and throws the pass along the sidelines, but Andrew Washington makes the interception on the overthrow. However, Orange would be unable to turn it into points, and the Warriors will make them pay as Oliver Herndon will bulldoze his way up the middle for the score. It's 21-0. About 2 minutes left in the half. Warriors senior kicker Holland Corbett will blast home a 42-yard field goal. They get the ball back, and Corbett will connect from 33 yards as time expires. It's 27-0 in halftime. Western Albemarle goes on to win by a final of 48-0. Waynesboro is hosting Spotswood in a non-district matchup. Both teams looking for their second win of the season.
And finally, Friday's Furious Play, we head back to Orange County. It's Western Albemarle junior Sam Hearn floating the pass over the middle to Derek Domecq. The freshman goes 80 yards for the touchdown. Domecq helping Western win 48-0, and that's Friday's Furious Play. All right, all the scores from tonight. It was St. Anne's Belfield on the road, crushing Nansemond Suffolk 61-6. Fork Union also
End zone, the first Friday night end zone of October 2014. I am Damon Dillman alongside Lindsay Joy, who has somehow dried off after getting caught in the rain. Mother Nature keeping us on our toes tonight.
Somehow, someway, I didn't have to use the dryer in the bathroom to dry my hair. It just dried on its own, so thank you, nature. But it was a wet one tonight, wasn't it?
It was a wet one tonight, including out in Crozet, where you were at our game of the week.
That's right. That's why I was so soaking wet about 45 minutes ago. The Warriors, though, were looking for their 4th straight win over Albemarle, playing host to DG Archer and the Patriots tonight. Second quarter here, Sam Hearn, the handoff to Oliver Herndon. He goes down the sideline, stays inbounds for the 32-yard touchdown. Warriors up 15-3. Later, same score, Archer scrambling. Finally will heave it to the end zone. Watch this, Cameron Green pulling it down while sliding out of bounds. Then the funny celebration there. I don't know if that's a fail or not, but a nice play there. And then the final minute of the half, Patriots looking for more. Archer with time, but Herndon intercepts the pass, and Western takes a 15-9 lead into the halftime break. Fourth quarter now pouring. The Warriors on the goal line, and Herndon will punch it in. Western goes up 23-9. 8 minutes left now. Archer way downfield, and watch this. The pass tip, but Green somehow, some way comes down with that crazy catch, and Green sets this up. The handoff to Rooney Teray, 9 yards in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, so Albemarle makes it 23-17. Fast forward to the final 30 seconds here. One final chance on 4th down, but Archer's pass falls incomplete. And that is it. Western goes to victory formation, and they get the win. A crazy, rainy game tonight in Crozet. 23-17 the final there. You see the big night for Oliver Herndon. 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, plus that interception.
Well, prior to last week, Monticello had given up just 40 points all season. Then Powhatan came to town, put up.
We now send it over to Mike Shires.
First place in the Jefferson District is on the line tonight as Western Albemarle is playing on the road at Powhatan. Both teams are 7-1 on the season. The Warriors are going for their 3rd straight win against the Indians after beating Powhatan by 1 point at home last year. Western goes up early on a Holland Corbett field goal tonight, but Indian senior running back Logan Allen found the end zone twice to make it 14-3. He'll add a tally in the second, going 43 yards for the score. They're now up by 18. Under 4 minutes to play in the half. On 4th down, Sam Hearn will loft the pass into the arms of Henry Kreinbaum. The junior tiptoes across the line. Warriors trail 21-10. Powhatan will answer. Cameron Graham swings a pass out for Allen. The senior makes some people miss and goes 25 yards, finding pay dirt for the 4th time in the half. It's 28-10. Final seconds of the first half. Western is on the move. Hearn finds Derek Domecq wide open behind the defense. The touchdown cuts the deficit to 12 at halftime, but the Warriors are shut out in the second half, and the South Carolina baseball commitment Logan Allen helps Powhatan run away with a 53-16 victory. Fork Union Military Academy.
They are 9-1 heading into the playoffs. We heard from Lee Parkhill. He was a perfect 6 of 6 for those 2 touchdowns we showed you. Woodson ran for a pair of touchdowns as the Saints get ready to host a first-round playoff game next Friday night. Now, Powhatan had a chance to wrap up the Jefferson District title tonight with a win at home. Just 1 hurdle in front of the Indians, Western Albemarle, who could complicate that race quite a bit by beating the Indians. The Warriors making the trip down I-64 to visit Powhatan this evening. They were down 21-3 in the second quarter on 4th down. Sam Hearn puts it up for Henry Kreinbaum, and he gets in for the score. That made it 21-10, Powhatan in front at that point. The Indians would have the answer. Excuse me, Cameron Graham on the screen pass to Logan Allen. He gets in, rumbles in for the score. That made it 28-10. Indians at that point. And just before the half, Western on the move again. Hearn finds Derek Domecq this time for the 24-yard score behind the defense. 2-point conversion, no good. It was a 28-16 game at the break, but, well, this has kind of been the story all year long. Logan Allen just too much for the Warriors. Nobody touches him on this long touchdown run right there as Western goes down on the road tonight. Your final score, 53-16. Powhatan wins it again. They improved to 8-1 on the season, still unbeaten in the Jefferson District, heading into the final week of the regular season next Friday night. Senior night at CHS, the Black Knights
Locked up a home playoff game for next week, but if the Gladiators could beat 7-2, be at home for the playoffs next week. We now send it over to Wolf Golke.
7-2 Western Albemarle at Fluvanna. The Flucos with just 1 win on the season and looking to upset the rival Warriors. But Western is coming off a 53-16 loss to Powhatan and looking to right the ship against a Jefferson District opponent. And the Warriors look amped up for tonight's game against Fluvanna on the Flucos senior night. It's first drive for Western. Quarterback Henry Kreinbaum play fakes, rolls right and fires complete to Sam Leesman for a first down at the 1-yard line, and that sets up this Josh Meeks 1-yard touchdown run. Western takes the early 7-0 lead. Next possession for the Warriors, Kreinbaum channeling his inner Johnny football as he rolls back across the field and finds a wide open Derek Domecq for what looks like is going to be a long touchdown run, but there is some laundry on the field, and it's coming back. ineligible man downfield on Western. But that's no problem. Just a few plays later, it's Crime Bomb calling his own number. And he goes right up the gut on the Fluco defense for a first down and more. He's brought down inside the 30-yard line. And just a few plays later, they give it to the big back Meeks for his second touchdown. It's now 13-0 Western in just the first quarter. However, Fluvanna not out of it. Their defense looking to get the team right back in it. And they strip Crime Bomb. And it's recovered by Fluvanna's Von Bodie. That gives Fluvanna the ball inside the Western red zone. Quarterback Mark Grooms rolls to his left and then throws back to a streaking Mason Dahl for the touchdown. It's not just a one-possession game. However, Western answers Crime Bomb on the read option here. He's going to keep it himself, fools the defense, and runs it in for the touchdown. The Warriors go on to win by a final of 48-15. Over at
goes unbeaten through the Jefferson District this regular season. It was senior night at Fluvanna. Fluco's trying to end with a win against Western Albemarle Warriors on their first possession. Josh Meeks from 3 yards out, and it's 7-0 Western Albemarle. Then Henry Cryanbaum buying some time, puts it up, finds Derek Domecq. That is a 65-yard gain for the score, but guess what? This one's coming back. Holding on Western negates the touchdown, but on the same drive, Cryanbaum keeping it. Long gain into Fluvanna territory, which would lead to, we showed you Meek's first touchdown. Here's touchdown number 2 on the night. That made it 13-0 Western Albemarle. To the second quarter now, Cryanbaum coughs up the football. Flucos would recover deep in Western Albemarle territory, and they would capitalize. Gavin Patrick off the play fake, rolls out. Goes across the field to Mason Dahl for the score. The Flucos get on the board at that point, but Western Albemarle pulls away in this one, and they win 48-15. The final in this one. Projection looks like Western's going to host Lord Botetourt in the first round of the 3A West playoffs next week. Cryanbaum 2 touchdowns, Meeks the 2 touchdowns we showed you as Western finishes the regular season 8-2. Brandon Isaiah.
Trinity Episcopal wins the state championship by a final score of 20-10. Okay, elsewhere in the public school ranks, the band ready to go at Western Albemarle. The Warriors hosting Lord Botetourt in the first round of the playoffs. First quarter, Western with the deep pass to Henry Cryanbaum. The touchdown puts the Warriors up 13-7. Second quarter, Western Albemarle on defense. Check out Derek Domecq with the interception, and he turns it into a pick 6. Touchdown. Warriors up 19-7. Later on, more Warriors. It's Sam Hearn with the short touchdown run here to extend Western's lead to 26-7. Jump ahead to the third quarter now. It's Western's Oliver Herndon with a nice run. Look at him go there with some nice moves deep into Lord Botetourt territory. Moments later, Herndon gets into the end zone right here, and Western Albemarle is moving on in the playoffs. The Warriors win 37-13. We now send it over to Wolf Golke.
8-2 Monticello hosted 7-2 Tunstall. The Mustangs are
goes down. Trinity comes in, wins the VISAA Division II title. 20-10 the final tonight at St. Anne's. A chilly night at Western. Warriors and Lord Botetourt in the 3A West opening round. First quarter down 7-0. Sam Hearn gives it to Oliver Herndon. He gets him from 12 out to tie it at 7. Still in the first. Hearn to Henry Cryanbaum. That is a 63-yard touchdown, and it's 13-7. The Warriors move in front. Lord Botetourt on offense. Now, how about the Western defense making a play? Ryan Fralin picked off by Derek Domecq, and he is going the other way. 20-7 after that pick 6. Western in front. Same score. Hearn. Watch him buying some time with his legs. Finds Travis Daly right there. He picks up some yardage and a first down. Western on the move. They give it back to Herndon. He has a nifty little run right here, moving the chains once again. Western trying to get back in the end zone, and they do. Hearn with the quarterback sneak. They were up 27-7 at the half. Warriors win 37-13. And the 13th seed Christiansburg upset Heritage tonight, so Western is going to be back at home to host Christiansburg next Friday night. The other local team in 3A West, Monticello hosting Tunstall. Hit one in the fourth. Cody Gibson in a jam, but he gets the pitcher's best friend, the old 5-4-3 double play to get out of that jam. Still tied at 1 apiece. Stayed that way until the 6th inning with 1 on. Josh Castine at the plate. Takes that one into left field. Here comes Henry Kreinbaum. Here comes the throw. It is cut off. Kreinbaum slides home safely, and Western moves in front 2-1. And then in the 7th, Warriors would get some insurance. Kreinbaum at the plate this time. He goes back up the middle. Dylan Weiss comes home, makes it a 3-1 ball game. That is your score. Western wins on the road. Warriors improving to 7-0 now on the season. At Albemarle tonight, Jimmy Bibbs Patriots hosting Orange County. This one also
ties fair. The RBI double scores Josh Castine, game tied at 4. Later in the game, Western playing some good defense. Check out Castine in the field. Great stop, and then throw to first for the out. That's nice. In the 5th inning, that's Western Stevie Mangrum there hitting a solo home run. And then in the 6th, Western's Dylan Weiss says, I don't need to hit it over the fence to get a home run. A blast to right, that'll roll all the way to the fence. Watch Weiss run the bases. This is going to be an inside the park home run. Technically a triple and an error, but still impressive. Western Albemarle wins 8-4, improving to 6-0 in the Jefferson District. On the soccer field, the Albemarle girls played host to Louisa County. 12th minute, it's Albemarle's Ayanna Tyler Cooper with the centering pass. Victoria Higginbotham. The kids in Crozet were pumped up and ready to go. Western Albemarle was at home first quarter. It's the quick pass outside to Michael Vale. He's 6'3", 210. Get out of the way. The first of 3 touchdowns for him. Western Albemarle up 7-0, and Vale and the Warriors are celebrating. Later in the quarter, Spotswood answers. It's the quarterback, Zach Polglace, keeping it himself. He finds a lot of running room on the far side, deep into Western territory. A few plays later, it's Polglace keeping it himself. The touchdown ties the game at 7. Second quarter, Warriors quarterback Sam Hearn with a quick pass to Victor Becerra. Becerra with some nice yardage after the catch before he's tackled down. Moments later, it's Hearn with a nice pass over the middle to Derek Domecq. Domecq takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Right there, he's in there. The students at Western, they're fired up. Warriors lead 14-0. Right before halftime, the Blazers answer again. Polglace with a great pass in the back of the end zone to Kobe Davis. This game was tied at 14 at halftime, but Western Albemarle runs away with it in the second half, and the Warriors win it 42-28, improving to 2-1. Elsewhere, Charlottesville got long touch.
Sam Hearn throwing for 6 touchdown passes as Western rallied in the second half to beat Spotswood at home 42-28. After that win, Hearn talked to Friday Night End Zone's Bridget Condon for tonight's On the Sideline interview.
Hi, I'm at Western Albemarle with Sam Hearn. Sam, you had 6 touchdowns, nearly 500 yards on offense. What is that like?
It's amazing that we played really selfish in the first half, and we came together as a team and really wore Spotswood down. But credit to them, they had a great run defense, because I don't know how many yards we had running, but it wasn't a lot. So credit to them. But we really played as a team. And, we'll go into this bye week and get ready for Monticello.
Can you talk about that play in the third quarter when you guys were down by 7?
It was a great play call by Coach. We ran that all week, and Oliver, he made a play, and he's a clutch running back, and not many people have a guy like him, and we're very thankful to have him, and hopefully he has a safe recovery, because he's in some pain right now.
Not only were you strong for your team on offense, but defensively as well. You had 2 interceptions, a huge one in the end zone. How does it feel to be not only a star on this team on offense, but then to turn around and be able to help your team on defense as well?
Well, I just, it's the next man up. One of our guys went down with a sprained ankle, so, they just threw me in, and, I just got to do my job.
Lastly, how does it feel to turn around after a week last week, and now you're back on the winning ride, and you said you have a bye next week? What kind of momentum does that give you?
Well, it's redemption. We played as a team tonight, and, we're going to go into this bye week with, our focus on Monticello, and, that's our one focus right now, but we got to make sure we have a good bye week, and, we execute, and watch film on Monticello and get it done next Thursday night.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Bridget. Here we go with our play of the week. Nominee number 1. We saw a lot of them in his highlight.
Monticello head-to-head tonight. The opening drive of this one, Warriors go straight down the field, capped off by Sam Hearn from 5 yards out. And the Warriors have the early 7-0 lead. Same score in the second quarter. After a Western fumble sets up Monticello with first and goal. Darian Bates capitalizes from 5 yards out. We're all tied up at 7 apiece. Now late in the half, Mustangs punting it away. Osiris Crutchfield, OC out of nowhere. For the big block, that set up first and goal for the Warriors. Hearn touchdown made it 14-7. That was the score at the half. Here come the Mustangs in the third, still 14-7. Kevin Jarrell steps up, finds Austin Haverstrom. He does some work. 32-yard gain all the way down to the 1-yard line, 1 yard away from tying this game up. But the very next play, Jarrell loses the football. The Warriors come out of that dog pile with the football, so they get the ball. They keep the lead. Still a 14-7 game. The ensuing drive, it's Hearn to Derek Domecq. He goes 54 yards to pay dirt, made it 21-7. Western would add one more. The Warriors, they go into Monticello and knock off the Mustangs 28-7 the final. So Western improving to 3-1, going into a trip to Powhatan next week. Monticello also on the road. They're going to go to CHS. And we're not done with this one. Talking to the head coach of the 3-1 Warriors later in the show when Ed Redmond joins End Zone's Bridget Condon for this week's On the Sideline interview.
But first, Charlottesville hosting Fluvanna tonight. We're going to
8-7 win at Monticello in Jefferson District play. The opener for both teams. After that game, Redmond talked to Thursday night End Zone's Bridget Condon for our On the Sideline interview.
I'm on the sideline at Monticello High School with Western Albemarle head coach Ed Redmond. Coach, huge game, big rivalry. How great is it to walk away with this win?
Well, I thought our kids showed a lot of character. You know, coming in, we thought we could match up well. Obviously, our top rusher's out tonight, and we sort of lean on each other in these situations. And when these kids are faced with adversity, they seem to step up. Very proud of our defensive effort tonight. Thought Sam Hearn did a nice job. I thought our offensive line played well. And, Bobby Bowen stepped in at running back and did a good job for us.
Some huge plays, especially on defense, when you recovered the fumble in the 1 yard and then turned it around 2 plays later to score a touchdown.
Yeah, we got a big turnover down there, and we got a nice block punt. Big special teams plays always help us, but just really proud of our defense. They really came up big where they needed to.
Huge win last week, huge win this week. Now you're 3-1. What kind of momentum do you think this is going to carry for the rest of the season?
Well, I think anytime you win, it's a little easier to, build on wins. And I think our kids are going to be very happy tonight and, celebrate the success. And we'll get back to work, tomorrow with Powhatan. But, we're hoping to keep it going.
Great. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Bridget. Time for our plays of the week. Remember this one, Albemarle's Jaquan Anderson. Beautiful throw down the sideline to Sean Scott. Nice touchdown catch there for the Patriots. Or could our play of the week be play number 2, the Charlottesville blocked field goal? I'm sure that's exactly how Coach Eric Sherry drew it up, as DeAndre Bryant scoops it up, eventually scores the touchdown as that helped them win 33-12 over Fluvanna. And our third and final nominee on 4th and 15, Caleb Clenny, hits Darius Minor. Minor breaking some tackles as he runs for the end zone, stretches out across the
football. We had 5 prep football games this evening, all moved to Thursday this week because of Virginia's home football game tomorrow night against Boise State. The slate included a big showdown between rivals Western Albemarle and Monticello. Monticello has beaten Western Albemarle in 4 of the last 6 years, but the Warriors won a high-scoring affair last year, 44-37. Western Albemarle's first possession of the game, they go right down the field. Quarterback Sam Hearn calling his own number. It's a short touchdown run. Warriors lead 7-zip. Second quarter, Monticello evens it up. It's Darian Bates on the sweep to the far side. He's in there. Mustangs and Warriors are tied at 7. Just before halftime, Western Albemarle regains the lead on this 1-yard touchdown plunge by Hearn. Warriors lead 14-7 at halftime. Second half, Mustangs on the move. Quarterback Kevin Jarrell dumps it off to Austin Haverstrom. He takes it down to the 1-yard line, but Monticello fumbled on the very next play, so they get no points, and the Warriors make them pay. Sam Hearn finds Domecq over the middle. This is a 54-yard touchdown. Western Albemarle leads 21-7. Fourth quarter, Warriors on the move again. This play pretty much iced the game. It's the big tight end, Michael Vale. Hearn accounted for almost 300 yards of total offense. Robert Sims would score right here moments later. Western Albemarle wins 28-7, improving to 3-1. Other Jefferson District action, Albemarle played host to Louisa County. Second quarter, Patriots with the ball, up 7-zip. Quarterback Jaquan Anderson, Deshaun Scott, touchdown.
64 tonight. Those highlights after the break. But first, a look at last week's UVA Community Credit Union Power Poll.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of End Zone. The weekend storm getting Western an extra home game. The Warriors hosting Powhatan tonight, opening up the drive in style. Sam Hearn putting it up. Domecq coming down with a gain of 30 yards. He's pushed out at the 1, but Oliver Herndon would score 2 plays later to get Western on the board. It was 14-0, still in the first. Hearn finds Domecq again. This time, nobody's pushing him out. 34-yard touchdown. It's a 21-0 game. Now Powhatan taking over. Peyton Moyer putting it up. Jacob Oglesby with the catch, and he's going to outrun everybody down that far sideline. 76 yards to pay dirt. It's a 21-7 Western Albemarle lead after 1. Now 21-14 in the second quarter. On 4th and inches, they give it to Herndon. He goes right up the middle.
Got more than inches there.
For a 21-yard touchdown run. Do the math on those inches. 28-14. Western in front. Now 28-21 game. On 4th down again, it's Hearn swinging it out to Domecq. The one-hand catch. He gets in from 28 yards out. You saw the flag flying. Play kind of stopped. Everybody thought it was coming back, but the penalty flag would be waved off. It's 34-21. That was the score at the half out in Crozet, and you can see Western just pouring it on from there, winning this one 59-35 the final. So the Warriors also improving to 4-1 going into that showdown on Friday against Orange County. How about Sam Hearn?
Yeah, look at those numbers.
372, 5 touchdowns through the air, 115 and a touchdown on the ground, leading Western Albemarle to a 4-1 start at the halfway point of this 2015 season. Now Louisa and Fluvanna both got off to 0-1 starts in district.
Justin Armwood, look at that catch from Aaron Brown. Nice concentration to come back and get that one for the 31-yard touchdown catch. That was part of the Barons' big win over Covenant on that new turf field of theirs. Play number 2 comes to us from Albemarle Orange game. Jaquan Anderson's handoff drop. Remember this one? Both teams playing hot potato. It is eventually picked up by Tyrone Warren, and he takes that hot potato right into the house, part of Orange's win over Albemarle. Nominee number 3 comes to us from the Louisa Lions, DeJon Shelton. I think every single defender, like I said earlier, touched him on this play, but
I saw it this time.
Nobody brought him down. Damon approves into the end zone for the touchdown, part of Louisa's big win over Fluvanna. So vote on FNE.com for your favorite play.
The Warriors are hosting Powhatan. Western went right down the field on its first possession. It's Oliver Herndon scoring on the short touchdown run. It is 7-0. Western Albemarle's second possession. Quarterback Sam Hearn with the short pass to Michael Vale. Vale does the rest, breaking tackles. He takes it down inside the red zone. The drive would be capped off by Hearn finding Herndon. Check out, talk about juggling catches. How about that one there? And then he'll run in for the score, 14-0. We are still in the first quarter when the Warriors are on the move again here. Hearn airs it out to Domecq. Nobody's going to stop him. Warriors up 21-0. It was 21-14 when Western answered back. Herndon with the hat trick. Western Albemarle wins it 59-35, improving to 2-0 in the district. At Fluvanna County, a lot of pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Inside the Friday Night Fury. It's the second to last week of the high school football regular season. We've got all the scores and highlights coming up. My battle wound above my eye is healed, and I'm looking better than ever. Let's unleash the fury. Western Albemarle comes into Charlottesville riding a 6-game win streak. The Warriors played again tonight without starting quarterback Sam Hearn, out for the second straight game recovering from a concussion. First quarter, Western Albemarle quarterback Henry Kryenbaum, a great pass just over the defender's reach. Michael Vale has it for the easy touchdown. Warriors take a 14-0 lead. Later in the half, Charlottesville responds. Rashard Brock going right up the middle into the end zone. That touchdown cut Western's lead to 14-7. Western played conservative and relied on its defense. Osiris Crutchfield and Luke Tenuta with a big hit. Warriors lead 14-7 at half. Third quarter, Charlottesville on fourth down. It's Osiris Crutchfield. He got scholarship offers from UVA and VMI yesterday. Tonight, he was dominant. Warriors take over, and they milk the clock with Oliver Herndon. This drive would eventually end with a 1-yard run, a touchdown run from Kryenbaum. Warriors up 21-7. Later in the third, more Herndon, some hard running up the middle. Western Albemarle runs the clock. The drive ends with a Derek Domecq field goal. Western Albemarle wins 30-13 and clinches the Jefferson District regular season championship. It was homecoming at Orange County. Hope Johnson and Emmett Ayler are your homecoming queen and king. Orange County hosting...
And, you know,
Playoffs, 9 teams from Central Virginia are still alive and playing in round 2. Western Albemarle is the #1 overall seed in 3A West and hosting 8-seed Stanton River. It's all tied up at 7 in the first quarter. Oliver Herndon gets the carry and reaches across the line for the score. The Warriors take the lead. Tied at 14 in the second quarter, the Golden Eagles, Jacob Divers, goes straight up the middle for the TD. Stanton River goes in front. It was tied at 21 later in the half when the Eagles score 3 straight touchdowns, including this 64-yarder from TJ Tester. Western Albemarle is now trailing 42-21. But there's still time left in the half. The Warriors would use just about all of it as Sam Hearn finds Derek Domecq with 1/10 of a second left on the clock for the touchdown. It's 42-28. Western is trailing at the break. Stanton River starts the scoring with a Grayson Overstreet touchdown in the second half, but the Warriors answer as Hearn directs his blocking and gets into the end zone. They will add a safety and another TD to cut the deficit to 5. Now trying the onside kick on the ensuing kickoff. Garland Carter will recover for Western, but the referees rule that the Warriors touched the ball before it went 10 yards. Ed Redmond was not happy with that call. Stanton River would score a long TD on the next play. This one came down to the very end. Western Albemarle would not be able to pull it out, falling 85-79 in the second highest scoring game in VHSL history. 6-seed Monticello is on the road at 3-seed Lord Botetourt. No score.
New at 11, Western and Stanton River in the 3A West playoffs. This game unlike anything we have ever seen. First drive of the game for Western off the play fake. Sam Hearn swings it out to Oliver Herndon. He slips a couple of tackles, breaks a couple more, breaks another one, and then he turns it on. 59 yards for the score. Western's on the board. There would be a lot of scoring in this game. Let's just put it that way. Final seconds of the half. Western in a big hole. Hearn stepping up, finding Derek Domecq. An incredible outing for that sophomore tonight. The touchdown, but Western still down 42-28 at the half. Opening drive of the second half. It's Grayson Overstreet going untouched into the end zone for Stanton River. That made it 49-28. From there we go to the fourth quarter. Jacob Divers keeping it himself. He gets in, 2-point conversion, made it 82-72. Yeah, you heard me right, 82-72. Warriors would get back to within 6, marching down the field late, trying to take the lead. Hearn puts it up for grabs in the end zone, but it is picked off, and that seals it. Western's comeback comes up short. Look at that score, 85-79 the final, the highest combined score between two VHSL teams since 1925. That is how the season ends for Western Albemarle in round 2 of the playoffs as Stanton River is moving on. How about Monticello trying to get out of round 2 for the first time since 2012? They made the trip to Lord Botetourt tonight. Under 2 minutes and a half, down by 3 until Noah Fletcher.
Right as the Who's host in-state foe VMI off just 1 day's rest. After high school baseball action, Albemarle hosted Western. Warriors lead 2-0 in the bottom of the third. The Patriots' Nathan Toby blasts one way back to the fence in center field. Evan Mitchell scores. Got the deficit 2-1. Same inning, Ryan Porter hits one to the infield. The Warriors get the putout at first, but Albemarle's Michael Velasquez ties the game 2-2. We're still in the bottom of the inning. A wild pitch gets past the catcher. The Warriors' Derek Domecq charges the plate. Ryan Sukovic throws it on time as Domecq lays down the tag to get out of the inning, tied 2-2. Fast forward to the top of the seventh. It's still a 2-2 ball game until Domecq drives one past the infield. That allows Henry Kryenbaum to score all the way from second base, and that would be the game-winning run. Western wins it 3-2. Virginia basketball star Malcolm Brogdon continues to earn more postseason honors today.
It's a positive day for us. We got a lot of guys, everybody got in the game, and a bunch of young guys made some meaningful plays, and they get some confidence doing that, and that's something you can build on going forward.
Prep baseball tonight. Western making the short trip to Albemarle this evening. It was tied at 2 in the top of the fifth. Warriors with the bases loaded, but Scott Reed gets Luke Tenuta to strike out, gets out of the jam, keeps the game tied. In the sixth, the Patriots with the go-ahead run on second. Mark Thomas down the line, but Tenuta snags that one as Western gets out of the inning unscathed. To the top of the seventh, Derek Domecq at the plate. He takes this one into right field rather. Henry Kryenbaum comes in to score the eventual game-winning run as Western takes this one 3-2, the final score. And the same two schools going at it in softball this evening as well. We start at first inning, bases loaded for
Conference 29 semifinals. Monticello's season is over. 2-0 the final in that game. Western Albemarle put up 8 in the first inning against Broadway. In their quarterfinal matchup, that was plenty of run support for Derek Domecq, the lefty with the strikeout right there in the fourth. And then in the sixth, gets that one looking. 4 strikeouts on the day for Domecq. He went the distance through the shutout for the Warriors. Bottom of the sixth, Chris McGarren at the plate. The ground ball to third. Gobblers get the out at first, but Chris Hughes hustling over to third. That throw gets away. That allows Hughes to score easily. Warriors roll into the Conference 29 semifinals. 9-0 the final there. Also out in Crozet tonight, the top seed Warriors in Fort Defiance in the conference quarterfinals boys soccer. Corner for Western, the header from Jed Strickland, but just over the crossbar, still scoreless. 9-29 by winning the CAA tournament this weekend. Memorial Day always busy with high school playoffs. Western baseball was at Fort Defiance tonight. They're up 1-0 in the seventh. Josh Whalen on the hill for Fort, facing Derek Domecq. And he gives that one a ride to deep left field. The RBI double gives the Warriors some insurance. They go up 2-0. Now, the tying run was at the plate in the bottom of the seventh. Sam Hearn on the hill gets the strikeout swinging to end the ball game. He went the distance for Western, struck out 9. The Warriors moving on to those region semifinals. 2-0. The final score in that one tonight. In the 3A East quarterfinals, William Monroe baseball taking on Hopewell. Spencer Elridge on the hill. Gave up a run in the first, but the strikeout there retires the side.
It's just great to be back out here.
The Western Albemarle Warriors were also back on the practice field this afternoon as they officially kicked off their start of their fall camp. Now, Western will have to replace a potent offense that led the Warriors to a 9-2 record last season, but this year's group of Warriors are excited to have another opportunity to put the pads on.
I'm excited, I really am. I love putting pads on and getting ready to hit people. It's exciting time. August 1st, you're ready. It's a holiday. It's great.
Since we had mini camp last week, or 2 weeks ago, it was really good. You know, we came out with a lot of energy and ready to take the season on.
It's great to be back. You know, high school football is like no other. First day of camp, kids are excited, coaches are jacked up. So, you know, the expectation is a lot of energy. Our guys just work hard, and we're just looking for them to gel and, you know, get better every day.
So those are just a few of the local high school teams that have kicked off camp so far this week, and now the calendar says August.
UNC and 3 ACC Coach of the Year awards. One of those happened in 1992 at Wake Forest, which is where he'd finish his coaching career. Well, we're less than 3 weeks away from the start of the high school football season, and we continue our team previews in Crozet, where we find Western Albemarle. Last season, the Warriors were prolific offensively, scoring nearly 80 points and a playoff loss. It was the second highest scoring game in Virginia high school football history. But as our Mike Shires explains, this year, the Warriors have to replace a lot of that offensive firepower.
Get him up first.
On the offensive side of the ball,
Who is that? Alexi, great job.
Western Albemarle fans may need to take a second look at the roster this season. Quarterback Sam Hearn, running back Oliver Herndon, and wide receiver Henry Kreinbaum were all lost to graduation. Derek Domecq made the move from receiver to QB and has the inside track to the starting position.
He knows the system, so he knows all the calls and all the checks, and so he's just on the other end of it now. And very intelligent kid, and so we feel very comfortable there.
Big shoes to fill for sure, but you know, we still have the scheme and the plays, and I think we can execute, and no matter who's playing, so I think we'll be all right.
The Warriors bring back just 3 starters on offense this season, though there are a number of players who saw action at different positions. The wealth of experience is on defense, where Western returns 8 starters.
Coming into this season, I know all the scheme, which opposed to last year, I had virtually no idea pretty much. So I think it gives us a leg up because we have 8 of those kind of people who know what's going on already.
It's going to be a good advantage. We're still going to have to play. We're still going to have to practice. We're still going to have to go on the field and play ball.
Western seniors are ready to take charge.
More of a leadership role. You're at the top of the chain. You know what's going on, so you have to help lead the pack.
I need to step my game up to show them what's a good example.
The Warriors have been to the state playoffs in 7 consecutive seasons, but they're not looking ahead.
I think if you look too far into the future, things can become clouded. So we're really oriented on short-term goals, live in the moment, you know, and get better today.
At Western Albemarle, Mike Shires, NBC29 HD Sports.
Thank you very much, Mike. Quick math question for you folks. You've got 2 offenses, and they each have the football the same amount of time.
Great fury of the year as the high school football season kicks off for a handful of teams in Central Virginia tomorrow night. Western Albemarle was on the practice field today as the Warriors will host Broadway tomorrow night. Monticello, Charlottesville, and Albemarle will also play at home on Friday night. Western Albemarle returns the bulk of its defense, but just 3 starters on offense, and junior Derek Domecq moves from receiver to starting quarterback.
We're all ready. We've had a lot of improvement. We've had a lot of players step up and play, and that's all we need them to do, just perform tomorrow, and we'll be all right.
Our offense is definitely going to be just a grind team. There's a play-by-play running team. Well, our defense is going to be shut down, trying to be a 3-and-out every time.
Riverheads will open up its season tomorrow night at home against R.E. Lee. The Gladiators had a record of 13-1 last year. Their only loss was a 1.
It over to Mike Shires.
The Western Albemarle football team has been to the state playoffs in each of the last 7 seasons. That's a program record. The Warriors begin their quest to make it 8 straight tonight as Western hosts Broadway in its season opener. It's a whiteout in the student section in Crozet as they are out in force for the season opener against Broadway. Opening kickoff of the game, Robert Sims is back for the Warriors. The junior's going to cut to the outside and watch his feet as he tiptoes down the sideline, trying to stay in bounds. Sims will keep on going, but a whistle does blow right there. The refs thought he stepped out of bounds, so Sims is celebrating, but the touchdown will come off the board. They got to bring it back, but a couple of plays later, junior Darren Klein takes the handoff, and he goes right up the middle for the touchdown. So back now is the scoreboard as Western is up 7-0. Later in the quarter, the Warriors are back up on their own 6-yard line. First play of the drive, Derek Domecq with the quick little short dump off to Klein, and watch this as the junior takes it all the way 94 yards for the touchdown. It's now 14-0 Western. Moving to the second quarter on 4th and 2. Domecq, they're going for it. He keeps it himself, goes right up the middle, 25 yards on the touchdown run. Western goes on to win 40-0. Albemarle is taking on Brookville in its season opener. Now in the second quarter, it's Schaefer for Riverheads going in on the touchdown. He had 20 carries for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns. Riverheads will win by a final of 35-0.
Schaefer should be the player of the night, but the Friday Night Fury, furious play Well, we're going to give it to this guy right here. Darren Klein catches the short little pass for Western Albemarle, and then just watch and enjoy. Klein's touchdown helped Western Albemarle win 40-0 over Broadway, and it is Friday's Furious Play. All right, let me show you all the scores from tonight. A lot of
rain passed through the area, and I talked to David. Apparently, that's what makes things cooler. I don't want to sound like a weatherman out here. We talk about sports, not weather.
That's all right. Yeah, we are talking sports. We're talking about our game of the week. For that, we're going to hand it off to you, Zach.
That is right. Our game of the week out in Crozet. It was the Western Albemarle Warriors opening their season at home with Broadway. How about we start with the opening kick of this one, Damon? Robert Sims. He's going to field it, and care to guess what happens next?
I'm going to guess he does quite well with the ball.
He sure does. He breaks for that near sideline, but you hear a whistle right there. They said he stepped out of bounds. The Western bench wasn't too happy about that call, but not to worry. A few plays later, Domecq hands to Darren Klein, and Mr. Klein does the rest. Carries defenders into the end zone as Western goes up 7-0. And the defense, they were getting it done for Western as well. Look out, Jared Smith laying the thunder there for the sack. Western not allowing Broadway to do anything offensively in this one. But we stay in the first quarter. Warriors backed up into their own end zone. Domecq finds Klein on the screen pass, and Klein, well, he finds a lot of green. Look at all that open field. 94 yards to the house, and Damon, I have a feeling like we're going to be seeing that play a little bit later in the show. That one put Western ahead 14-0. We go to the second quarter now. Domecq finds Jack Wire on another screen pass, and Wire doing the rest himself, finding a lot of green. There was a lot of it for those Warriors on offense out there. That one's 63 yards for the Western touchdown. They would lead 26-0 at the half, and those Warriors, they cruise on opening night to the tune of 40-0. That Western defense pitching a shutout as they improve to 1-0. They travel to Brookville next week.
Speaking of Brookville, across town at AHS, some new uniforms for the Patriots. They were hosting those Brookville Bees. Scoreless in the first on.
Ends up winning the game 35-33. Western Albemarle is playing Brookville down in Lynchburg. The Warriors shut out Broadway last week. The Brookville offense cranked it up early. That's Tanner Bernard for 7 points there, 7-zip. Next Brookville possession, Bernard airs it out again. This is Eric Davis, 81 yards for the touchdown, and Brookville is pouring it on. Western Albemarle tries to fight back. This is quarterback Derek Domecq trying to make a play, and he does. It's a nice rush up the middle, but the Warriors could only score 7 points tonight. Brookville ended up dominating. Bernard throws for over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. His receiver doing a lot of the work there. It was 35-7 at half. Brookville wins 41-7. And we now send it over to Mike Shires.
The St. Anne's Bell run tonight. Albemarle going to go into their bye week next Friday with some momentum after that win as they pick up the win on the road.
Down 29 in Lynchburg, Western Albemarle was paying a visit to the Beehive of Brookville. First quarter, Western in a 14-0 hole. Derek Domecq spins out of some trouble there, gets loose in the secondary, but he is eventually wrestled to the ground as the Warriors' drive would come up empty. The ensuing Brookville drive, Tanner Bernard. Look out, here comes big Noah Crutchfield for the sack. One of the few bright spots for the Warriors' defense in this one. We move now to the second quarter. Bernard drops back. He's going to hit Ryan Perry, who shakes loose from the secondary, and he's got a lot of green in front of him. Waltzes into the end zone as the touchdown puts Brookville ahead 21-0. The next Western possession, Domecq calling his own number. He is up the middle, finding that big hole, turning on the Jets. 80 yards when it's all said and done. He's dragged down, but he is in the end zone. However, that is all the Warriors could muster in this one as they take a tough 41-7 loss. Western back on the road next week when they visit Spotswood. Well, hopefully he came home and watched us here on Friday Night End Zone. How about our Play of the Week nominees? Remember this one from Mark Grooms? Everybody thought he was down. However, he knew he was not. If we look at that one more time in slow motion, Grooms does a great job to keep his balance, never actually goes to the ground and stays with the play, goes into the end zone. That is a good one. Then we go out to Lynchburg. Derek Domecq, 84 yards, the quarterback keeper. He's up the middle for the touchdown. However, that was the only bright spot in Western's day. Play number 3 from Stab. Miles Ward with a nice catch in the back of the end zone. Remember, the poll is on Twitter this year, so go to twitter.com/FNEfootball after the show and vote for your favorite play.
All right, from there, our stars of the night from our friends at scrimmage play. Jalen Alexander of St. Anne's, 2 touchdown runs in the win tonight over Hargrave in our game of the week. Marcus Burton had a big night on the ground for Goochland in their win over Fort.
Here are your nominees for week 3. We got a game out at the Jungle in Louisa County. The Lions coming off a bye, trying to get to 2-0 when they host Cortland. Then if you travel up north on 29 to Madison County, the Mountaineers will be looking to get back in the win column as East Rockingham will pay a visit from over the mountain. And our final nominee, another team coming from the Harrisonburg area when Turner Ashby squares off with Monticello. And it was a close race for our Friday night end zone play of the week. But here is your winner. You, the fan, selected this 80-yard touchdown run from Western Albemarle's Derek Domecq as your favorite play. We had nearly 200 votes on the poll, so thank you to everyone that stopped by twitter.com/FNEfootball to select your winner. Now, the stands, they were packed at JMU as the Cavaliers made their first trip to Harrisonburg in 25 years. We start in the first half. Edward Opoku on the...
Send it over to Wolf Golke.
We continue with another big rivalry of the Jefferson District. Western hosting Monticello. Both the Warriors and the Mustangs coming off losses to Spotswood. Western had 2 weeks to think about that loss as they entered off a bye week. And both of these teams looking to get off to 1-0 in district play. It was pink and teal night in Crozet. The Warriors and fans were honoring former Western student Kennedy Gibson, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. First quarter, it's scoreless. Western's Derek Domecq keeps it on the read option, and Domecq has space in front. He'll go 36 yards before being brought down at the 1. Domecq had a big night. We go to the second quarter, 4th and goal. Domecq reaching across the goal line. That's a touchdown. Warriors take a 7-0 lead still in the second. Warriors back in the red zone. Domecq rolls right, hits Victor Becerra for the 11-yard score. Warriors would go for 2 and convert. Western led 15-0 at the half, but in the second, the Mustangs would get some much-needed momentum. Kevin Jarrell airs one out deep down the sideline. The wobbly pass finds the hands of Reed Huffman. Huffman goes 71 yards for the touchdown, and talk about a whiteout. Baby powder everywhere. And the Monticello student section, it's 15-7 in the third, but Western responds. It's Domecq finding Becerra again. Becerra with space in front. Domecq had 226 yards passing, 50 of those yards coming on this play. And then a little bit later, Domecq, another keeper to the end zone. He goes 6 yards for the score. It's Domecq's second on the night. Warriors a 22-7 lead at that point, and the defense for Western was also on point. Kevin Jarrell's going to drop back here. This is Jarrett Smith. That's his 4th sack of the night. Western Albemarle goes on to win 29-14. Derek Domecq led the Warriors with 3 touchdowns and 132 yards rushing.
It was really a team effort, you know. Everyone came out and we were all ready to play. And Monticello, credit to them, they played great. We're happy to come out on top. Our linemen played one hell of a game. I couldn't have done what I did without my linemen, so hats off to my linemen.
Western is on the road at Powhatan next Friday. Now let's send it back over to Marty.
All right, in Augusta County, R.E. Lee played host to Turner Ashby. Both teams came into the contest with records of 2-2. Lee was at home in Gypsy Hill Park trying to...
Savannah County next week, while Albemarle will host Orange County.
All right, another one of those big JD openers out in Crozet. Monticello and Western going head-to-head to kick off district play. Late in the first, nobody on the scoreboard. That is Derek Domecq getting through the Monticello defense, gets to that far sideline. He's finally run out of bounds inside the 5, but he'd score a couple of plays later early in the second to make it 7-0. Still in that second, still 7-0 until Domecq hits Victor Becerra for the 11-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion for the Warriors, and they make it a 15-0 game. Same score in the third. How about Kevin Jarrell
going deep
out? Reed Huffman is there at the other end, makes the catch. The flag was on the Warriors. That's a 73-yard touchdown for the Mustangs. They are on the board 15-7. Warriors come right back. Domecq from 4 yards out, his second rushing touchdown of the game. It was 22-7, Western after 3 to the fourth quarter. Darren Klein getting in on the fun. He takes the handoff. He goes down that far sideline. 37 yards on that one. He finishing it off. The final 6 yards of the drive on the following play made it 29-7, and then finally the Western defense in the backfield all night. Jarrett Smith had 4 sacks on the game. That's number 4 for him as the Warriors come back from their bye week, break their skid of back-to-back losses. They beat Monticello 29-14. The final tonight out in Crozet. Western now 2-2 on the season. Monticello falling to 2-2 on the season with that loss as Western open up JD play at 1-0. And yes, Ed Redmond's team is off to a 1-0 start in the district. The Warriors back at 500 on the year as well. We will head back out to Western later in the show for more. The Warriors head coach going to join our Bridget Condon on the sideline. Now that was the student section tonight out at Western, all dressed in their pink and teal in support of Western Albemarle alum Kenny Gibson. Gibson graduated from Western last year, had cancer 10 years ago, and now it is back. So the Warriors say they wanted to make sure their former classmate knows that they're fighting alongside him.
I ordered the shirts originally for the cheerleading team, but it got caught on and all of the students wanted them, and everybody loves Kenny, and so we're fighting for a cure.
He's been through it all in his life, and he's just such like a sweet kid, and we want to honor him tonight and just like give him all the love we can because we miss him here.
And we miss him so much, and we know he's going through a lot, and we know that this is a community he has, and we wanted to make sure we were still there for him. We're all thinking of him. It's hard.
Well, we're thinking of you too, Kenny. Get well soon from all of us here at Friday Night End Zone. Now, we've got the rest of the night in Jefferson District play when Friday Night End Zone returns, including
Plays of the Week, brought to you by Max Auto Center.
Earlier tonight out in Crozet, Western Albemarle opening up Jefferson District play with a win by taking care of those Monticello Mustangs. 29-14 the final. After that game, Western coach Ed Redmond talked to End Zone's Bridget Condon on the sideline.
I'm on the sideline at Western Albemarle High School with Coach Ed Redmond. Coach, we talked earlier this week. You said you guys were going to have to battle for the whole game if you guys wanted to come out of this rivalry matchup with a win. Obviously, did that tonight, getting your first win in the Jefferson District.
Yeah, it felt good. I was really proud of our kids tonight. We've had a tough start, and our kids had the bye week last week, and you know, we fixed a lot of things. We fixed the physical stuff, and we fixed some of the mental stuff too. So I'm just really proud the way our kids battled and fought tonight.
You said, and your kids said as well, that fire from last year just wasn't there throughout the first 3 games. How did you find that tonight?
Well, I think anytime you get started positive, you know, it gives us some energy. The last 2 games we started real poorly in the first quarter and sort of dug ourselves a hole. But tonight we came out with a lot of fire, a lot of energy. Our defense elevated us. I thought our offense played well. We went up tempo tonight and, you know, tried to use some of our, you know, athleticism. So I was just pleased the way they battled.
You just mentioned right there your defense. Obviously, you know, those sacks in the first half really made the difference tonight. You know, what do you credit to that?
Well, again, you know, relentless effort to the quarterback, and he's a good one. You know, he's a good one, number 5. He's a player, and we just had to get after him because he's a weapon. I thought our front 4 just did a great job, and they were really relentless to him tonight, and I thought our secondary rose up.
And then you talked about this game being a measuring stick. Obviously, 2-2 now on the season, 1-0 in the Jefferson District. Does this kind of give you an idea of, you know, moving forward?
Yeah, I think our kids are going to gain some confidence from this. You know, we're still sort of going through some youth stages, but I think, you know, confidence-wise, it's going to help us, and certainly a lot easier to build on a win. And it's going to be a tough road. I mean, there's just a loaded district out there, and we're just going to enjoy this one tonight and get back to work in the morning.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks,
back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Bridget. Time for our plays of the week, and we saw this one earlier.
Western Albemarle High School quarterback Derek Domecq is the Falcon Club Player of the Week. Domecq accounted for 360 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns in the Warriors' win over Monticello Friday night. Domecq rushed for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also passed for 250 yards in the Warriors' 29-14 win over Monticello.
Couldn't have done it without my linemen, Joey Bowen, Ryan Adcock, Luke Tenuta, and James Buteau and Jared Smith. Jared Smith played a hell of a game, 4 sacks. We couldn't have done it without them, and it was a great win, especially against Monticello.
Derek's a student of the game, studies film, and practices hard. Derek's a kid that, really wants to do well all the time. He's a competitor, and he's really starting to run our offense very efficiently.
Congratulations to Western Albemarle quarterback Derek Domecq, our Mac Morris Heating and Air Falcon Club Player of the Week. The 16th ranked UVA men's soccer team plays host to Cornell tonight out of the Ivy League. It's the first time the two schools have played each other in 20 years.
One, two, three.
Welcome back to Friday Night End Zone. Western Albemarle coming off a win over Monticello last week at Powhatan tonight. That's Derek Domecq. 30-yard touchdown made it 21-13. Powhatan in front. Warriors with the onside kick.
Kicker getting the onside kick.
And they're able to capitalize, so they take over possession, but the Indians defense spending a lot of time in that Western backfield tonight. Jeremy Arnold, the tackle for the loss right there a little bit later. Well, Indians on offense, that's Justin De Leon. Goes 68 yards for the score as Powhatan stays unbeaten. 27-13 the final in that one tonight. Powhatan improves to 5-0, just as we talked about earlier. That sets up a showdown of 5-0 teams next week as they host Louisa County. Now, from there, we go to the Bull Run District, where the two Central Virginia teams both opened up. Tonight's guest on the sideline.
Orange County was hosting Western Albemarle, the winner looking to get to 3-3. How about first play of the game for the Warriors? Derek Domecq rolls out to his left. He's looking deep. He's going to find Jack Ware, who comes up with a huge gain into Hornet territory, but the Warriors had to settle for a field goal. Now the first series for the Hornets, Trayvon Smith. He takes the pitch, and he's got blockers out in front of him. He is busting through tackles, and he is gone. The touchdown puts Orange ahead 7-3. Later in the first quarter, it's 14-6 Orange. Keon Carter setting up the screen for Smith, and, well, Smith doing the rest himself. The big fella looking nimble on his feet as he gets in, diving for the end zone. Orange put up 21 points in just the
square
first
button?
quarter. I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't played PlayStation in a while. Anyway, next Orange drive, D'Angelo Hunt takes the direct snap. He finds a hole. That's just the turbo button right there. Over the left side from 7 yards out. Orange would put up 42 points in the first half as they roll to a 63-22 win over Western Albemarle. Orange County has that visit, as we mentioned, with Monticello. As we saw, Smith had a big day, 4 touchdowns, and like we said earlier, Louisa has Western Albemarle. Now, coaches don't want their players looking ahead, but we do it all the time here on Friday Night End Zone.
Yeah, one of the biggest rivalry games here in Central Virginia looms next Friday with William Monroe.
Well, another Jefferson District showdown in Crozet. Western Albemarle playing host to Louisa County. The Warriors looking to snap a 2-game losing skid while the Lions are looking to keep things rolling. Louisa entered the night 6-0 behind quarterback Malik Bell and running back Job Whalen, the number 2 and 3 ranked rushers in Central Virginia, respectively. He was homecoming at Western. Here's a look at the Warriors' king and queen, as well as prince and princess. They're hoping for a fairy tale ending in tonight's game. Louisa is too. They're trying to stay undefeated. Western led 21-8 at the half, but in the third, it's Malik Bell scoring on the sweep. The 2-point conversion would be good. That made it 21-16. Lions trail. Still in the third. Lions get the ball back after a Western punt, but on the ensuing play, Whalen can't handle the pitch from Bell. Ball's on the turf, and Warriors are going to come up with it, and Western's looking to capitalize on the Lions' turnover. Western now set up in Louisa territory. Derek Domecq goes for the end zone. Noe Yorkovich comes down with it. It's now a 28-16 lead for Western in the third quarter, but the Lions roar back. Same score in the fourth. It's Bell. The bell tolls. Malik Bell finds pay dirt once again. However, this time the two-point try is no good, so Louisa trails 28-22. Later in the fourth, Western adding to its lead. The Jack Maslow field goal is good. Warriors led 31-22 with less than 10 minutes to play. Louisa trying to answer. They're driving, but on fourth down, the Western defense hold. A pack of Warriors bring down Bell short of the line. And a few plays later, Warriors not playing conservative in this one. Domecq rolls left and hits a wide open Jack Ware. Ware down the sideline goes 45 yards to the house. That made it 38-22 late in the fourth. The Warriors upset Louisa 38-30 in Crozet. It's their homecoming night, a great one. It ends the Lions' perfect season. Over at St. Anne's Belfield, Stab is hosting Blue Ridge in a Prep League rivalry game. Pick it up in the first quarter. It's scoreless. Stab has possession, but
All right, welcome back to Friday Night End Zone. A couple of weeks ago, we told you about the community out at Western Albemarle rallying around former classmate Kenny Gibson. Now, this was this afternoon at the Warriors pep rally today.
Gibson's been battling cancer since July. Today, Western students honored him with a $1,500 check for Special Olympics in his name. They also reached out to Kenny's favorite athlete, Peyton Manning, who sent an autographed picture that said, "Keep the faith and keep fighting. You're in my prayers."
Really awesome because everyone knew that he was a football fan, but like we never actually thought that Peyton would respond or anything like that.
Face, it was just priceless. He loved it, and I cannot thank everybody enough because they made his dream come true.
And we've got full coverage from today's pep rally right now on Newsplex.com. Now, as for the game itself, the Warriors had a shot to pull off possibly the upset of the year tonight.
Yeah, Louisa came to Crozet as the last unbeaten team in the JD, 6-0. The Warriors just 2-4, coming off back-to-back losses on the road. So we head out to Crozet. The Western students, they were primed for the upset tonight. First drive of the game on 4th and 2. Derek Domecq rolls out, keeping it himself. He gets that corner, gets into the end zone, and the Warriors are on the board first, up 7-0. Louisa forced to punt. They muff that punt. That's going to set up some great field position for Western, and the Warriors would capitalize. Domecq rolling the other way this time. Looking into the end zone, deep into the end zone, finds Jack Ware for the touchdown. It's 14-0 Western in front early. Here comes Louisa in the second. Malik Bell, the jump pass. Will Hurley.
Look at that.
Great concentration to get the Lions on the board with that touchdown catch. Still in the second. Domecq sneaking it in again. It was 21-8 Western in front at that point. We go to the second half. Western students still fired up. Louisa not going quietly into the night. Malik Bell keeping it himself, gets to the outside. He dives into the end zone. 2-point conversion made it 21-16. Western up by 5, but time winding down in the third. Domecq looking to the end zone. Noah Jurkovic for the touchdown. The Warriors would not look back. Western Albemarle 38-30 the final, giving Louisa its first loss of the season.
We set out to play for Kenny Gibson. I'm sure you guys know the story. And we played for him, and as a team we came together and realized what we needed to do, and we got it done. To see Kenny for the first time and Peyton Manning get sent a video, it was really good to see that and be a win for us.
Oh, it's awesome, just go out there and play as hard as we did and came home with victory. We played great, we executed all of our plays, and we just came out ready to go.
Storming the field in Crozet as Western pulling off the upset of the year to this point. 38 the final. Louisa 6-1 on the season. Warriors improved to 3-4. Look at those numbers for Domecq. 152 and 3 through the air. 115 and 2 on the ground. Warriors going to go on the road next week at Fluvanna. Louisa's coming back here to town to face Monticello.
And speaking of Fluvanna, they were paying a visit to Albemarle for homecoming. Opening possession of the game, Jordan Melton. Louisa's Malik Bell with a little jump pass. That's Will Hurley. The great concentration. holds on to it in the end zone. However, Louisa drops their first game of the year.
All right, from there, our stars of the night from our friends at Scrimmage Play. We go back out to Western again. Derek Domecq, that huge game, 152 through the air, 115 on the ground, 5 total touchdowns as they beat Louisa. Logan Justice, 92 receiving yards, a pair of touchdowns for Fork Union in their win at home over LCA. How about Jamison Harrison? Those 3 rushing touchdowns all in the first half of Blue Ridge's win at St. Anne's Belfield tonight. Malik Shackelford, we just heard from his head coach, 129 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, a big reason why William Monroe beat Madison County. And speaking of the Mountaineers, Isaiah Smith, he's over 1,000 now for the year. A big night in that loss to William Monroe tonight. And Zach, that's going to wrap up Week 8. Like we said, an interesting night of football.
No doubt about it. Vote for your top play on Twitter, FNE Football.
Yards to the house. Louisa County beats Monticello 26-12, improving to 7-1. Other Jefferson District action, the Fluco cheerleaders ready to cheer on Fluvanna, who is hosting Western Albemarle. Warriors jump on top early. Derek Domecq to Jack Ware. No one's going to get him. Breaks that tackle. He has a touchdown, 7-zip, Western Albemarle. Fluvanna tries to fight back, but that Warrior defense has been strong all season. Not much there. Later in the first quarter, Western Albemarle strikes again. It's Darren Klein with the short scamper for the touchdown. Warriors led 14-zip after 1 quarter. Second quarter, Domecq strikes again. This time he finds Victor Becerra for the big gain. The drive would end with the duo of Domecq and Ware hooking up again. Back to pass and dumping it off. The second touchdown for Ware. Western Albemarle leads 21-0. We're still in the first half when the Warriors add to the lead. Domecq finding Noah Yorkovich. And that would lead to more points. Domecq going to keep it himself for the touchdown here. Western Albemarle shuts out Fluvanna County 41-0. We'll send it over to Mike Shires.
It's another big game in the Jefferson District as 4-2 Orange County welcomes in
57 on the ground, a touchdown each way. But the Mustangs fall to 3-5. Louisa improves to 7-1. How about Western? About trying to build on that win last week. At Fluvanna tonight, Derek Domecq to Jack Ware. Shakes off the tackler right there. He goes in for the 65-yard touchdown, 7-0. The Warriors get out to the early lead. Still in the first, Domecq gives it to Darren Klein this time. He's eluding Fluco tacklers. He gets into the end zone. 14-0 Western. At that point, to the second quarter, Warriors threatening again inside Fluvanna territory. Domecq's looking back to pass this time, setting up the screen to Ware. He goes in untouched for his second touchdown of the game. 21-0 Western in front at that point, and then just before the half, Domecq calls his own number this time. Sneaks it in from 2 yards out to make it 28-0 Warriors. They go on to win it 41-0 the score there. So Western improving to 4-4 on the season, and they get back to 500. They've got Charlottesville coming to Crozet next Friday.
All right, Damon, I got this one. Brandon Isaiah and his Albemarle Patriots looking for their 4th straight win at Powhatan.
Tonight, give us a lead and then break it up in there in the 7th.
Certainly, the 2-run home run's big, but the double down the line was huge for us, and that really opened it up. And that shows his ability to not only pull the ball and hit the ball in the ballpark, but also take what he's given and hit the ball the other way.
Monticello scores 5 second-half goals, rallying for a 5-3 win. On the diamond, Bradley Hanner and Orange County playing at Western Albemarle. Second inning, Western Sam James slaps a single to right. That scores Luke Tenuta. The Warriors would add another run and lead 2-0. Western Albemarle pitcher Derek Domecq was outstanding once again. He struck out the side in the 4th inning. Domecq struck out 12 batters in all and didn't walk anyone. Warriors maintain a 2-0 lead. Hanna was almost as good. He struck out 10 and only gave up 2 hits, but the 2 early runs were the difference. Hanna suffers his first loss of the season. Domecq and Western Albemarle win 2-0, improving to 6-0 in the district. The UVA baseball team begins a stretch of 6 games in 8 days at home, hosting Longwood tomorrow night at 6. Evan Sperling will start on the...
Bradley Hanner in Orange County trying to become the first JD baseball team to beat Western Albemarle this season. Warriors had him loaded in the 2nd for Sam James. He chops that one through the right side. Luke Tenuta comes home, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Warriors early. They were up 2-0. still had the bases loaded. Still in that second inning, Ryan Sukovich down the left side. Nice play by Justin Beatty. Gets the out at first, gets the Hornets out of that jam, keeps it a 2-0 ball game, and it was a pitcher's duel from there in the third. Derek Domecq painting the black for strike 3. He struck out the side in that third inning. How about Hanner in the 5th inning? Gets Domecq looking. Hanner struck out 10 on the night for the Hornets. From there we go to the 6th inning. Domecq still on the hill. Domecq still cruising. Strike 3 right there. Had 12 strikeouts on the night for the Warriors. Went the distance as Western wins it 2-0. Now 7-0 in the district. They've got Louisa County coming to Crozet tomorrow night. JD boys soccer tonight at Albemarle. AHS, the Patriots and Powhatan. Corner kick for Powhatan, but Thomas Lacrone there to make the save. It is still a scoreless game at that this season. And yeah, it's the last time we will see the Cavaliers for 10 days. Off for final exams until Friday, May 12th, when UVA will open a 3-game set at Davenport Field against Miami. How about some JD baseball in Crozet tonight? Western Albemarle taking on Fluvanna County, and Derek Domecq was dealing in this one. Gets Sean Holyfield looking right there to end the 5th. Domecq was perfect through those first 5 innings. To the bottom of the 5th, one on for Chase Campbell. Hits it to short, but the Fluco is able to turn the old 6-4-3 double play to get out of that jam, retire the side, keep it a 5-0 ball game. To the 6th inning we go. Garrett Payne at the plate, 2 on. He goes back up the middle into center field. 2 runs come around. Warriors go up 7-0 at that point. Flucos will get a couple of late ones, but Western wins it at home, 7-2 the final in that one. From there, the Albemarle boys lacrosse team making the short trip across town to visit CHS tonight to the 4th quarter of this one. Ashton Wenzel. Go.
It's Albemarle, 2-1. Elsewhere, Western Albemarle is playing host to Charlottesville. Warriors already up 1-0 in the first. Derek Domecq crushes it all the way to the fence in left center field. 2-run score. Domecq's triple puts Western up 3-0. Still in the first, more Warriors. Ryan Sukovich drives one to the fence and left for a double. That's going to allow Matt Mandel to score all the way from first. Western Albemarle scores 10 runs in the first inning. Domecq at the plate again here in the first. He hits a triple, another triple. Western Albemarle wins it 13-3 in 5 innings. Those same 2 schools met in boys lacrosse. A physical rivalry game. Warriors get off to the great start. Here it's James Buteau going 5-hole. Western leads 5-1. But Charlottesville answers with 3 straight goals. This is
on my mind, and I've been thinking about it all summer because it's my senior year, and just playing with these guys is like very good, and like I enjoy playing with these guys.
We have some kids coming back we're excited about, but it's still a brand new team. You know, we always say that the team is never the same. So just really just trying to start fresh and giving everybody a new opportunity to kind of redefine themselves. We're just trying to, get started to a new year and just looking forward to the challenge.
Out in Crozet this afternoon, Western Albemarle opened up camp. The Warriors got off to a slow start last year and then struggled to a 4-6 record before getting eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. The Warriors returned 13 starters from last year's team, but Monday, they say they were just happy to get back out on the field.
Oh, it's always great. The first day high school football everywhere in the country, people are excited. We got a nucleus to build on, guys that have been in the program, they understand the culture. So I think, there's something to build on.
Yeah, we're really excited. The energy was great tonight. A lot of people came out tonight, which is really good. And, we're ready to start off the season strong.
So next week, 16 camps opens up, and we'll be hitting each of the schools that we cover.
And they got to do a little creative right now because it's pretty hot out. So you don't see a lot of 2 o'clock practices.
And George Mason University this fall.
I'm very excited to receive the scholarship because I can attend college and be able to pay for it. So this is really exciting, and I'll be majoring in communication and with a concentration in public relations. So I'll be working towards either working in DC or internationally, maybe with a nonprofit or working in Capitol Hill, but I'm very excited.
At the Falcon Club event tonight, we found out that Monticello High School wide receiver Austin Haverstrom verbally committed today to play in college at Delaware. The rising senior caught 38 passes last season for over 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. Haverstrom also had 2 interceptions, been recruited to Delaware as a receiver. The Western Albemarle High School football team should be able to improve on last year's 4-7 record. The Warriors have one of the top defensive players in Central Virginia and a return. And as our Mike Shires reports, the team has plenty of experience on both sides of the ball.
The Western Albemarle football team went to the playoffs for the 8th year in a row last season, despite winning just 4 games.
Sometimes when you lose, you learn a little bit about who you are as a program. You learn about who you are as an individual, both players and coaches.
Pop, 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 pop. That's what it should sound like.
With a 4-7 record last season, the Warriors didn't get the wins they would have liked, but they did get some experience. They returned 12 starters this year, 6 on each side of the ball.
We work hard with all the younger guys, give them the tools they need to be successful here and just push them to where they need to be, and they push us back.
It helps us a lot just because you don't have to teach the baby steps again, and we could just go to the big picture. So it's nice having a lot of guys coming back.
Domecq is one of 12 seniors on the team, and he quarterbacks a potent offensive attack.
We're going to be running a spread offense just like we always do, and just trying to pound it down people's throats. It's fun just because you get a lot of plays and a lot of touchdowns hopefully, so it's exciting.
Luke Tenuta will be playing offensive line in addition to D-line this season, and the 6'8" senior is starting to pile up the college scholarship offers.
It feels good. It's exciting. You just got to work hard every day to keep going. It's kind of a top 3 right now between West Virginia, UNC, and UCF. It's kind of, they're all at the top of the list.
Ed Redmond is entering his 6th season as the Warriors head coach, and he says all of the players have the same goal.
From experienced to non-experienced kids, our goal every day is to try to make improvements in our craft, playing a game of football. And if we continue to do that, we're going to be all right.
In Crozet, Mike Shires, NBC29 HD Sports.
Redskins training camp in Richmond. It's a rookie here carrying the pads of his veteran teammates to the locker room. It's Nico Marley. He is the grandson of legendary reggae musician Bob Marley. At 5'8", Nico Marley is one of the smallest guys in Redskins camp.
Because we worked so hard this summer and we're like best friends out here, so to win it after not having 2 good seasons here in Charlottesville, it's just been awesome.
It just shows the fight that we have. I mean, every day, no matter what situation anyone's put in, everyone's going to give it their all and really come through if they can, and if not, the next guy will pick them up. So that's what we've done all season, and we did today, and we squeaked it out.
And now the Line Weaver Cup's going to call Charlottesville home for the next year. Well, from summer baseball to high school football, we're on day number 2 of our tour of 16 camps. Western Albemarle limped into the playoffs last year, but now the Warriors have experience back all over the field. And CBS 19's Zach Francis says they're thinking bounce back year out in Crozet.
There's one word head coach Ed Redmond used to describe Western Albemarle's preseason camp.
Well, it all comes down to preparation, because preparation breeds confidence. And when you're confident, you play a lot quicker and a lot better.
If the Warriors are as prepared as Redmond wants them to be, it could be a special year. The Warriors have 12 starters returning from last year's squad.
I think we got a nucleus to build on, guys that have been in the program, they understand the culture. So I think, there's something to build on.
We got a lot of guys coming back, a lot of new guys that can contribute. It's good after having a couple seasons under your belt for some of the starters. It's going to be good. They're veterans now, so it's going to be good.
One of those returners, second-year quarterback Domecq. After throwing for almost 1,400 yards last season and scoring 27 total touchdowns, Domecq has put in the work this offseason.
All offseason, Coach Redmond and I would talk during school or whenever, just about football and things about how to get better.
And the Warriors have a couple of big wins to build on from last year, including handing Louisa their first loss of the season.
It just shows we can compete with anybody. We can play hard against anybody and do our best to win the game.
Got to come out firing on all cylinders and being able to play all 4 quarters.
After a 2-4 start last year, the Warriors want it to be a different story this time around.
It's the teams that can deal with the adversity, the losing, that really sets them apart. And, we'll take some falls this year, there's no question, but we're also hoping to get off the ground a lot quicker than we did last year.
At Western Albemarle High School, Zach Francis, CBS 19 Sports.
All right, thank you, Zach. Now, if you go on Newsplex.com right now, we've got more on those Warriors, a look at the schedule, some of the key matchups, plus scrimmage plays player to watch. And coming up tomorrow, we're going to head down 29.
So I think everything was clicking. We had a great week of practice and just kind of put everything together tonight. But we wanted to get off to a strong start. We really wanted to change kind of how our team plays. We want to be more physical, play faster, and I think we did that tonight.
The Mustangs sure did get off to a strong start tonight. The 49-6 win over William and Road won just 3 games last year. Now heading into their bye week. Gerald, 5 total touchdowns on the night. They're off next week. William and Road, they're at Spotswood. Now the Warriors traveling over the mountain to meet the Gobblers at home. Jumping straight to the second quarter, Western Albemarle up 28-12. Derek Domecq, he finds his receiver Jack Ware. He finds the gap. 40, 30, 20, nope, he's gone. 70-yard touchdown for the Warriors. It was the same song and dance after halftime, though. Even after Domecq fumbles off the snap, check out this recovery. Dialing in his trusty right-hand man, Robert Sims. He rushes the ball down the field. It's another Western Albemarle touchdown, and that would be the last score of the game. Western runs away with this one, literally 41-12. Western Albemarle, they're also off next week.
All right, we saw Fluvanna open with a win earlier in the show. They were the only tough luck local team starting off this year 1-0. That's coming up on Friday Night End Zone.
I'll have the langoustine lobster ravioli.
For you, sir? Remember me.
Lucifer returns tomorrow at a new time, 8/7 Central on Fox.
It's Friday night. I'm staring down the end zone. Football is in my blood. The stadium becomes a battleground. The lights, they're my spotlight. The roar of the crowd is my rush. This is my game. It's Friday night. I'm staring down the end zone, and I'm ready.
Friday Night End Zone is brought to you by Xfinity.
Here's to believing. The end of the road.
Staying in the Jefferson District, Ed Redmond and Western Albemarle played host to Fluvanna County. First quarter, no score. Warriors are in the red zone. Quarterback Derek Domecq goes 13 yards for the touchdown. At 6-0. Then here's the 2-point conversion try. Domecq to Robert Sims, then to a wide-open Jack Leisman. Western Albemarle leads 8-0. Second quarter, now 8-3. Warriors back to punt, but instead, Sims takes off running. That's more than enough for a first down, so the Warriors move the chains and keep possession. A few plays later, Domecq passes deep down the sideline for Jack Ware. Watch this. It's a 29-yard touchdown catch. Warriors extend their lead to 16-3. Fluvanna County, though, has an answer. Ethan Graves over the middle for Prophet Harris. And look at this. Prophet Harris goes 69 yards for a touchdown. Extra point is no good. It's 16-9. Western Albemarle now with the ball. Gets a little tricky. Sims on the sweep. Looks to pass. Pulls it down. Sidesteps the tackler and then throws. Weir catches it for the first down. How about that? A few plays later, Domecq back to pass. Looking. Finds Jack Ware for a 30-yard touchdown. Western Albemarle beats Fluvanna County 43-9. Send it over to Mike Shires.
A couple of high-powered offenses are scoring off in the Jefferson District tonight as Monticello is hosting Orange County. The Hornets
might have cost themselves a home playoff game tonight. They're going to host Western to wrap up the regular season next week. At the start of the night, Fluvanna was in control of the 8th and final playoff spot in Region 3C. Western was on the outside looking in 10th place in that region.
Now, neither one of those teams could afford another loss tonight, and they were going head-to-head tonight out in Crozet. Senior night for the Warriors, including Luke Tenuta there. In the first quarter, Derek Domecq, he keeps the ball here for himself. 10 yards later, he finds himself in the end zone. A 2-point conversion would make it 8-0 Warriors. To the second quarter now, Domecq looking to pass this time, and he's going to find Jack Ware there for the 29-yard score. It's 16-3 Warriors. Fluvanna, though, they would come back and respond. Ethan Graves, he's passing now, finds Prophet Harris over the middle, and he stays on his feet somehow there, and he is gone. Turns on the afterburner, 69 yards for the score. The Flukos trail 16-9 at that point. Still in that second quarter, Domecq looking to pass again and again. He hits Jack Ware this time for the 30-yard touchdown. It's 23-9 Western. Flucos right at the end of the half. This pass picked off by Robert Sims at the goal line, and he's going the other way. He's getting some help there from his blockers. He hits the sideline, and now he is out of there. 100 yards for the touchdown. It's 29-9 Western. In the second half now, Aiden Saunders. He takes the handoff for the Warriors on the 29-yard touchdown. It's 36-9 Western at that point. And they're going to take this one 43-9 over Fluvanna. Just the second win of the season for the Western, first since opening night. Like we said, they're at Albemarle. Fluvanna, they've got a test next week looking for win number 3 against Louisa County.
All right, how about William Monroe looking for a district win on the road tonight at Warren County, second half, Warren County ball. Swing.
Friday Night End Zone's Plays of the Week, brought to you by Max Auto Center.
Welcome back to Friday Night End Zone. For the first time since opening night, Western Albemarle picking up a win tonight. The Warriors snapped their 7-game losing streak by beating Fluvanna 43-9 out in Crozet. After that one, Western coach Ed Redmond talked to FNE's Preston Willett on the sideline.
Here on the sidelines with Ed Redmond, head coach at Western Albemarle, after their win over Fluvanna County. Coach, y'all, it hasn't been the season y'all really thought it was going to be, but talk about kind of getting together on offense tonight against Fluvanna.
Well, I think one thing, I'll credit Fluvanna. Those kids played hard tonight, and certainly we've had a year, as they have, where we've had our ups and downs, but our kids fought tonight. I thought, going into the game, getting some kids back healthy and, offensively getting our rhythm back, I thought that would help us. I thought defensively we did a nice job, throughout the game against their run. I thought we had pressure on their quarterback, but, it's always good to, to get a victory. I think, most people don't understand what goes into a Friday night preparation throughout a week and getting kids ready to play. There's a lot of work and preparation, and our coaching staff did a nice job tonight, as did our kids.
Yeah, and obviously a big effort on both sides of the ball tonight from all your seniors. It seems like every one of them made a play tonight. Talk about a little bit about your seniors here on senior night.
Well, I think our seniors have really fought through a lot of things over their 4-year career, and we've had a lot of highs and some lows, and just really, really proud of the group that played tonight and how they fought on their last home game, and certainly gave themselves a memory, something they could tell their families about when they're husbands and fathers and grandfathers. I think that's one they'll remember.
What are your kind of take on the year so far right now with the second win tonight?
Well, I think, we've had a tough schedule. I mean, we've sort of, been through the grinder a little bit with a very rugged schedule. And, when you do that, you sort of set yourself up early for some tough ball games. And I think physically there's been games this year where we got sort of beat up, and we're just starting to recover from that. But, you take them one at a time, you enjoy your victory tonight, and you move forward and get ready for next week. And that's really what it is. You just hit the reset button here tomorrow morning, and you keep going.
And now time for our Play of the Week nominees. We'll stay out at Western for nominee number 1, Robert Sims, with his 100-yard pick 6 for the Warriors. Out in Louisa tonight, Brandon Smith blocking the punt.
Today was signing day for many standout prep athletes who will take their talents to the next level. We had a bunch of local kids taking part in signing ceremonies today. Let's start at the Miller School, where 5 guys signed national letters of intent, 3 of them baseball players. Pitcher Ethan Murray, the state player of the year, signs with Duke. Adam Hackenberg batted .446 last year and signs with Clemson. And Stuart Barrett signs with George Mason. The 3 guys were part of Miller's state championship team last year, and now 2 of them will play in the ACC.
We're hitting the weight room really hard right now, and I think it's just going to be a accumulation of all the work that I put in. It's going to have to go into competing at that high level, and I'm looking forward to getting after it.
I've been committed for a while, so I knew this day was coming, but
when the people show up to support me like that, then that, gives it a better feel.
I'm just excited to get into the season and just go right after it and see if we can get us another state title.
Miller basketball star Deshaun Wade signed with East Carolina, and Timu Tumanoff signs with Charleston in West Virginia. At Western Albemarle High School, Domecq signed with Radford University Baseball, where he's been recruited to be a starting pitcher. Domecq has a career ERA of 1.97 at Western with 19 wins, including 5 complete game shutouts. Radford is the defending Big South Conference champion.
That was one of the parts that persuaded me, just going to the Big South Championship 2 out of the last 3 years and competing, just because competition's what I like the most. It's actually a dream come true. Always since I was 5, I've wanted to play college baseball.
At Fluvanna County High School, baseball pitcher Sean Holyfield signed with George Washington. He has a fastball clocked in the upper 80s. Holyfield is the first Fluvanna baseball player to sign with a Division I school in over 2 decades.
With baseball in school, I've just learned to never give up and keep trying, and it's helped out a lot. It's probably the greatest accomplishment of my life, so it's nice.
At Louisa County High School, 4 student athletes will play in college on the diamond. Sarah Proctor signs with Christopher Newport softball. She's an outfielder. Kennedy Batchelor signs with West Virginia Tech softball. She's a catcher and third baseman. Pitcher Tristan Snyder signs with William & Mary baseball, and pitcher Liam Grubbs signs with JMU baseball.
I've always wanted to play Division I baseball. That was just since I was little, and then for that to actually happen, it just means the world to me. I'm more excited than ever.
It's exciting because now I know that I have to strive to work even harder and make sure that now it's not so much getting to play high school ball, it's making sure that I'm ready to play college ball and see if I can start freshman year.
William Monroe High School softball star Alexis Whalen signs with Longwood. Whalen, a catcher, tied a Virginia High School League record, hitting 3 home runs in a single game as a sophomore. Last year, she was voted the Conference 28 Player of the Year.
I had a couple other coaches recruiting me, but Longwood was really close to home, and I wanted my family to be able to watch me play college ball. I'm so excited. I'm ready to be there and play ball with the team and the coaches and everything.
Madison County's Meadow Anderson signs with Fairmont State in West Virginia for softball. Anderson batted .431 last year and was voted first team all-district, helping Madison win the state championship.
When I first committed, I was pretty excited, but I never really grasped that I was actually going to college until just now, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I've been doing this since 4th grade, so it's very important to me, and I've always wanted to play softball in college.
Congratulations to all those student athletes who are taking their talents to college. And tonight it's the Virginia men's soccer team playing host to Notre Dame in the ACC tournament semifinals. We'll have highlights.
I mean, he was struggling last year. He looked awful, and now he's playing good. He looks better, so I'm happy for him.
Well, last year was so weird because he likes to scream for no reason and not really say much and just scream, but he wasn't doing that in the last few games of the season. I felt so bad for him because he's so passionate when he plays a game, and we feed off of that. So seeing him healthy brings a smile to my face.
Well, today marked the first day of the early signing period for high school seniors, and Domecq is now signed, sealed, and delivered to pitch at Radford. Domecq has 19 wins, a 1.97 ERA in his Western Albemarle baseball career, and the lefty likes the idea of joining a Radford program that's always in NCAA tournament contention.
That was one of the parts that persuaded me, just going to the Big South Championship 2 out of the last 3 years and competing, just because competition's what I like the most. Since I was 5, I wanted to play college baseball, and being able to take my talent to Radford is really exciting.
Another JD pitcher set to play Division I baseball. Fluvanna County senior Sean Holyfield signing today to pitch for George Washington. He's the first D with those Warriors. Now, we've been saying Domecq's name a lot the last couple of years during baseball and football season. Tonight, he's our student athlete of the week. Here's CBS 19's Zach Francis.
Derek Domecq knows how much every inch counts, whether he's on the mound or lining up under center for Western Albemarle.
It takes a lot to be a technical warrior, but I think when you bring a lot to the table and people start to realize that you're bringing a lot and you get the recognition.
Intelligent, he's very competitive. He might be the most competitive kid that we've had at Western Albemarle since I've been here, and that's covering a lot of ground and saying a lot.
Domecq is a 2-year starter at quarterback. That comes after being a starting pitcher since his freshman season.
Probably not to be thrown in the fire, just right on in there, but obviously I took the chance. Coach believed in me, and everything worked out well.
He had put in a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of work, and he was already pretty good at his craft even when he was in the 9th grade.
Since then, Domecq has picked up 19 career wins. His coaches say that's because of the hard work he's been willing to put in.
It's in his nature that he wants to be good, he wants to succeed, and he'll do whatever he needs to do. He put in the work. He's done all the things that you need to do, and he's maximized his abilities and his talent.
A two-time captain in baseball and captain of the football team.
Number 16, Derek Domecq.
Domecq knows what it takes to be a leader for the Warriors.
A leader doesn't tell people what to do. They show by example, first of all, and then doing the right thing all the time. And then also just helping players along and getting players to be the best they can be.
We'll miss him as a player, but to tell you the truth, I'll miss him more when he leaves as just a young man that we got to be around every day.
At Western Albemarle High School, Zach Francis, CBS 19 Sports.
Goes on to win 10-0 in 5 innings. In the Jefferson District, Derek Domecq in Western Albemarle played at Monticello. Mustangs threatening in the second, but Domecq ends the threat. No score after 2. Top of the third, Warriors get on the board. It's Jack Masloff with a blast. It'll go over the head of the outfielder. Devin Powell will score. Western leads 1-0. But in the bottom half of the inning, Monticello's Dylan Booth with an opposite field shot. That'll score Matt Allen. Mustangs tie this game at 1. But that was the only run Domecq gave up. He finished with a season-high 14 strikeouts. Western Albemarle wins 5-1. A couple miles away, Kevin Ward pitched a gem for
Walk-off win of the season, and the team, well, they don't have much time to rest or celebrate this win. UVA will host Liberty tomorrow night. That's the final game of the Wahoo's 10-game homestand. Some prep baseball out at Monticello. The Mustangs hosting Western Albemarle were scoreless in the third when Jack Masloff sends that shot to right field. It's going over the right fielder's head. That's going to bring home a run from second. It's a 1-0 Warriors lead. In the bottom of the third, a runner on for Dylan Booth. He keeps that one fair down the third base line. That run comes home, and we're tied at 1. But Derek Domecq mowing him down, gets the strikeout there. He tied a career high with 15 strikeouts, in Western tops Monticello 5-1. At Charlottesville, the Black Knights hosting
29-25. High school baseball, Monticello hosted Western Albemarle in a district playoff game. Top of the 6th, Warriors up 2-0. Western's Jack Masloff delivers a 2-out single. Garrett Payne scores from second. It's 3-0. 7th inning, Western has runners on first and second. Chris McGarren with a clutch 2-out single. Mitchell Morris is going to come on home. It's 4-0. Warrior senior Derek Domecq gave up just 5 hits and struck out 8 batters in a complete game shutout. Western Albemarle wins 4-0. The same two schools met in boys soccer. The Mustangs honored their seniors before this.
In semifinals. Staying on the diamond, Derek Domecq and 4-seed Western Albemarle hosted 5-seed Brookville in the regionals. Domecq is cruising along as the relief pitcher. Warriors lead 2-1 after 6 innings. Top of the 7th, Brookville down to its final out, still 2-1. It's a grounder. Warriors have it, but they can't make the play in time to first base, and the runner scores from second. The game is tied at 2. We play the bottom of the 7th. This is Western Albemarle's Garrett Payne. He hits this one deep to center. It's over the outfielder's head. It's going to be a walk-off, game-winning RBI double. Warriors celebrate. Western Albemarle wins 3-2, advancing to the region semis. Staying in Crozet, the top seed Western Albemarle boys soccer team hosted Waynesboro in the regional playoffs. Warriors down.
You want high school playoffs? We got high school playoffs on Memorial Day. We'll start out at Western for baseball, hosting Brookville. The Warriors down 1-0 in the first with the bases loaded. Luke Tenuta coming up big with the shot in there to left field. That drives in a pair, and the Warriors go up 2-1. It's still a 2-1 game in the 7th inning. The Bees down to their final out. Zach Thompson with the ground ball to first. Luke Tenuta with the foot race there. He can't get there in time. That allows the tying run to score, making it a 2-2 ball game. In the bottom of that 7th inning, Garrett Payne at the plate for the Warriors, and he gets all of that one. Sends it over the center fielder's head. That allows Derek Domecq to come in to score. It's a walk-off double for Payne and the Warriors as they win 3-2. They advance to the region semifinals. In that same Region 3C bracket, Fluvanna and Rockbridge
page and website. It kicks off its 28th season in October with the musical Ragtime.
Well, next in sports, Western Albemarle pitcher Derek Domecq ended his high school playing career with multiple program records.
Now, hear what inspired the left-handed pitcher before he even put on a Warriors uniform. Next in sports.
From Singapore tonight, what comes next after the historic summit? Can the U.S. hold North Korea to its vow to denuclearize? And SUV safety.
They say the greatest ability is availability. Derek Domecq epitomizes showing up not only in the stat sheets and record books, but Domecq has been showing up long before he ever threw a pitch in a Warriors uniform. He's thrown the most strikeouts, made the most starts, pitched the most innings, has the most mound appearances, and notched the most elimination game wins ever at Western Albemarle. It took Derek Domecq 4 years on the diamond to set those records, but his path to becoming a great high school pitcher began long before that.
I would say it started back when I was little, and my dad and I, we'd go to Bunker Park, which is in Fluvanna, and we worked out there every single day.
He used to come to our camps when he was small, and like he said, he was one of our managers when he was in the 8th grade.
As a manager, Domecq had the opportunity to watch Jack Maynard pitch. Just last week, Maynard was drafted by the White Sox. He's Western's all-time leader in shutouts and ERA.
It was something I always strived for, just to kind of be like Jack.
I think both of them were very, very competitive, would fight you tooth and nail for everything that they could get.
Domecq's play on the mound has landed him a Division I baseball scholarship at Radford. It's a program that has won the Big South Conference tournament twice in the last 4 years. The Highlanders have had 11 pitchers taken in the MLB draft and 4 in the last 4 seasons.
I think everybody, when they first get in a high school program, they think they're a Division I player. Those are very rare. That doesn't come around very often. If you want to attain that, you need to do what Derek did or what Jack Maynard did.
I think I always wanted to play baseball just because I enjoy pitching so much, just because it's a one-on-one game. I know Radford has like a total of 28 people that have played in the pros, so the goal is to be like one of those 28.
Domecq also says he's a Yankees fan, and playing in those pinstripe uniforms one day would be a dream come true. Domecq heads to Radford June 24th, where he'll begin his collegiate playing career. A former Western teammate of Domecq, Stevie Mangrum, has transferred from Virginia Tech.
Season in October with the musical Ragtime.
Next in sports, the Tom Sox host Woodstock in VBL action.
Yeah, plus we highlight Derek Domecq's record-breaking career as a pitcher at Western Albemarle. Sports is next.
Tomorrow night, first pitch is 7:30. They say the greatest ability is availability. Derek Domecq epitomizes showing up, not only in the stat sheets and record books, but Domecq has been showing up long before he ever threw a pitch in a Warriors uniform. He's thrown the most strikeouts, made the most starts, pitched the most innings, has the most mound appearances, and notched the most elimination game wins ever at Western Albemarle. It took Derek Domecq 4 years on the diamond to set those records, but his path to becoming a great high school pitcher began long before that.
I would say it started back when I was little, and my dad and I, we'd go to Bunker Park, which is in Fluvanna, and we worked out there every single day.
He used to come to our camps when he was small, and like he said, he was one of our managers when he was in the 8th grade.
As a manager, Domecq had the opportunity to watch Jack Maynard pitch. Just last week,
Maynard was drafted by the White Sox. He's Western's all-time leader in shutouts and ERA.
It was something I always strived for, just to kind of be like Jack.
I think both of them were very, very competitive, would fight you tooth and nail for everything that they could get.
Domecq's play on the mound has landed him a Division I baseball scholarship at Radford. It's a program that has won the Big South Conference tournament twice in the last 4 years. The Highlanders have had 11 pitchers taken in the MLB draft and 4 in the last 4 seasons.
I think everybody, when they first get in a high school program, they think they're a Division I player. Those are very rare. That doesn't come around very often. If you want to attain that, you need to do what Derek did or what Jack Maynard did.
I think I always wanted to play baseball just because I enjoy pitching so much, just because it's a one-on-one game. I know Radford has like a total of 28 people that have played in the pros, so the goal is to be like one of those 28.
Domecq also says he's a Yankees fan and playing in those pinstripe uniforms one day would be a dream come true. Domecq heads to Radford June 24th, where he'll begin his collegiate playing career. Now, speaking of the Yankees, that's who the Nationals were playing tonight up in the Bronx. Scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. Didi Gregorius takes Tanner Rourke way back to right center field for a solo shot. Yankees up 1-0, and Didi wasn't done. Bottom of the sixth, he hits another bomb off Rourke, and they don't call them the Bronx Bombers for nothing. Yanks up 3-0 at that point. That's what's going to fall 3-0 to the Yankees. Game 2 is tomorrow night. First pitch is 7:05, and some additional news coming out of that game. Nationals outfielder Bryce Harper did leave in the 8th inning. He got hit in the foot by an 89-mile-per-hour slider, but
Yeah, always has a smile. My wife gets the emails that I send out, and when I sent out the thing the other day about the food, and I put you might want to bring extra money or whatever, and I put his name and Derek's, which both of them are big eaters. Nobody can ever lay any of their food down on the ground around them, that's for sure. And my wife said to me, she said, you're gonna hurt that boy's feelings. I said, I can promise you that did not hurt his feelings. It absolutely did not hurt his feelings. Derek Domecq. Derek's been a 4-year starter in our program, which is a rarity. He's going to leave here as one of the all-time best pitchers that we've ever had. His name is at the top of numerous records in our record book, which I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but that's when I first got here. Francis Dahl, the previous coach, had only been here for a couple of years and left meticulous records about things. This is one of the few high school baseball programs that I know about. You can't lie about how you did here. It's right in black and white. I've had people try to lie to me about it, but it doesn't work. Derek passed Coach Beal just recently. Coach told me, he said, you know, if I'd have known you were going to keep that record book, that would have never happened. I'd have made sure I won a couple more games and struck out a few more people. But he's going to leave here on a really, really short list of some of the best players that we've ever had here. Look forward to seeing how you do at Radford, the next 4 years. I think you have a chance to be highly successful there. I'm going to miss him on a lot of different levels, but he was the one that always sort of kept me up with what was going on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, things like that. We were both reality shows sort of nuts. But anyway, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and congratulations on a super career here. Congratulations. The last award that I have is our MVP award, and again, this goes to a young man that I think has made a huge impact in our baseball program here, that was far-reaching and long-lasting. Our MVP this year is Derek Domecq. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all of you for